Hey everybody, I'm Mark Walters of BigFanboy.com, and I am sitting here at Gilley's in Dallas talking about the new movie, The Longest Ride, and I have with me Nicholas Sparks, Scott Eastwood, Britt Robertson. Thank you so much for bringing this here. It's great to have you guys here. I think this is kind of an appropriate place to bring a film like this. You know, it's got a Texas flair, even though it takes place in North Carolina. So, yeah. And my first question to you, and I was thinking about this all last night, you know, seeing the film and seeing the setting, did you guys get to take in some good soul food? Did you give them some good recommendations on soul food?
Yeah, there's good food in North Carolina. I think, but there's good food everywhere, and I think I've toured and done everything. One of the things I try to do when I go somewhere is to get what they're known for, right? We came in, rolled into Texas, we all got steak. All right, let's see how you do. Let's see how you do on your steak in Texas, because you know.
Did we live up to it?
Yeah, it was good. It was
so
great.
yummy.
It was great. So I think that's one of the fun parts about seeing different places in the world.
Yeah. What do you think it is about the setting of North Carolina that kind of adds to this? Because I think that some people maybe don't have a proper perception. I've been there several times. I go there once a year in Charlotte. But like, what do you think is about this particular setting that maybe adds to this story?
I think that, well, this is the first film I did that took place in the Piedmont and had a big part of the story take place in the Piedmont, which doesn't mean anything to anyone else, but what that means is the rolling hills. So North Carolina starts in the west with mountains, then it goes to the rolling hills, and then it's flat all the way to the coast. So that area, I'd never done a story. Everything else prior to this had all been at the coast, and I thought that it added, you know, these green rolling meadows, and you had different kind of trees, and you know, it added certainly to this, to the story of Luke and Sophia. And of course, it was also accurate because that is the area where the cattle ranches are.
Yeah. Scott and Brett, can you guys talk about finding the chemistry together? You guys have a really great on-screen chemistry. I found it very believable that the two of you were falling for one another. And can you, how do you find that? What did you guys do to kind of figure that out between the two of you?
We played games. No, I think we rehearsed a lot. We worked with the director George Tillman Jr. and actually when I first met with George, it was one of the things we talked a lot about after I had first gotten the part, and you know, we just sort of talked about, like, you know, even the first dates, coming up with different ideas for the first dates, because we wanted it to be a modern version of these stories where, you know, people could be like, oh, I could take my girlfriend to a date like that, and but a lot of it was just like conversation. How do people get to know each other, you know? And we were coming up with weird stuff like, what's your favorite music? Let's rap together. I mean, we were coming up with all sorts of things, and I think just the process of throwing around those ideas really helped us get to know each other and made it more comfortable for those scenes to come to life, I guess. Right?
That's great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Scott, you want to add to that? Or?
No, she said it.
Can you talk a little bit about doing the bull riding stuff? Because I know a lot of people probably want to know how much of that was you and how much of that was a stunt man. How much of that did you actually get in on?
Yeah, we were really lucky. We had the PBR behind the film, so we had all the PBR guys there during the entire filming. And then I ultimately bucked a bull after we were done shooting, because, you know, I'd been a fan of the sport my entire life. It was a bucket list item. And in doing the film with all the guys and having the respect that I have for them, I said, there's no way in hell I'm going to go out here and promote a film and not do it, you know. And so I was sort of hell-bent on doing it one time, and it was great.
Did you get hurt?
No, I got about 6 inches difference, and the bull would have stepped on my face. But
oh my God, yeah. Looking at it, it scares me to death to see it. Nicholas, can you talk a little bit about what was the inspiration in terms of like the bull riding aspect of that storyline?
Grew up, went to rodeo when I was a kid, right? My brother-in-law, he was in the rodeo as well. He lived on a ranch. The ranch in the novel is really his ranch, and they raised cattle, and my sister was there as well. So I'd been a fan of it, and then I hadn't seen it in film, hadn't really seen it on television. I said, this will feel new and fresh. And I think the real question is, who are these people, right? Who gets on a bull? Okay, there they are for that 8 seconds. Who are they the rest of the week? You know, do they go to movies? Like, did they go to high school? Did they play sports? I mean, who are these people? And so that's what I wanted to really capture, and that's what Scott did so well, is he went and hung out. He hung out with the guys, played poker, whatever, and all right, they talked about, all right, this is what I did growing up. You're like, wow, it kind of sounds like me in a way.
I appreciated the part like with the mother, you know, wanting him to get out of it, and at the same time him feeling like it's an obligation, like he has to go through with this.
Right.
Yeah, because that's sort of his legacy in a way. Also wanted to talk a little bit about working with Alan Alda, who I love. I've loved him for years, and you guys obviously get to play well off of one another and everything. And did you have any like fun stories to take away from that? I'm sure that guy's got just like, you know, ridiculous buckets of wisdom that he can throw on you.
Stories upon stories, and about everything, about, you know, every aspect of his life, all of the experiences that he has, and there was not enough time to get, and I was always like drooling, waiting for the next story. When we would have dinners, like cast dinners, I would just fight to be in the next chair, the chair next to him. So yeah, I mean, he's a brilliant man, both in his career and what he's done with his life. So I tried to soak up as much information as I could.
Yeah. I have to wrap this up, but I did want to talk to you real quickly about what you guys have coming up. Now, I know you got The Choice coming out next year, which I know people are really excited about.
Right.
What can we expect on that?
Well, Ben Walker, Teresa Palmer, another movie. Have a poster with a couple of nice-looking people on it, you know, do great at the box office, same thing,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be
It's
great.
good. It's different. I mean, this film has The Longest Ride has a wonderful epic feel. This has more of an ensemble feel, you
Yeah.
know, and so I wanted two films that felt very different.
Yeah.
Right.
And Scott, you were just announced you're going to be working with David Ayer again, which is
Yeah.
very exciting on Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Playing Steve Trevor? Do we know?
Can't say.
Can't say?
anything.
Okay.
Nope.
That's cool. And then Britt, very excited about Tomorrowland. I'm not going to
thank
ask you
you.
to say anything because I know that you'll get in trouble.
I do.
But
I
I'm
get
just
in
very
lots
excited
of
you're working
trouble.
with Brad Bird.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Thank you. It was
Well,
very fun for me
Yeah.
too.
Congratulations to all three of you guys. It's been a wonderful film. Everybody check it out. The Longest Ride opens on April 10th, and we'll have more information down below. And a big thank you to Nicholas Sparks, Scott Eastwood, and Britt Robertson. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you.